Since the IQ Link adapter will control any device that we can control with a Lighting Node Pro, the question I have is, what do I do with all those Lighting Node Pros? Do they just become more e-waste? Or perhaps maybe I can reuse them to control lighting outside the computer case. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you how you can do it too. So let's go ahead and get going. The first thing we're going to need to do is to open it up. If you look on the Lighting Node Pro, you'll see that it has two pieces. You can actually put your fingernail in there. I'm just going to go ahead and use this tool and just pry those pieces apart. There we go. Once you get it out, you will see we have the actual PCB or the Lighting Node Pro here. Now, if you look at the power, we've actually got power coming in that's marked 3.3 volt, which is these right here. And then this is marked 5 volt. As far as I can tell, the 3.3 volt is not actually used for anything. So what we are going to do is let's go ahead and separate these just a little bit. Go. Ripping cable apart. We've got nice clean separation. And I'm going to go ahead and remove 3.3 volt connection. There we go. So now all we have is the 5 volt. And then let's go ahead and twist this so that we can watch them better. Alrighty. So 5 volt. This one is ground. This one is power. Let's go and let's cut the cable. Enough, I think. All right. So here we go. We now have our Lighting Node Pro. The cables are cut. Now I'm going to go ahead and strip it. Okay. Now we've got a good clean strip for our power cables. And let's go ahead and get the connector. And so you'll see this has a label for minus and plus. Minus is going to be our ground. Plus is going to be our power. So let's just make sure we get this right, because if we get it wrong, we're going to have a problem. We will blow out the Lighting Node Pro. If we're lucky. Go ahead and insert that here. Well, let me get both of them at the same time. That nice and tight. That nice and tight. Here. Come on. Okay, so there we go. Go ahead and screw them down into place. Now we have adapter to deliver power. All right, looks good. Nice tight connection. And now for our quick moment of truth. I do have some strips over here. I've already set up this Lighting Node Pro before we did this in hardware mode. So these, if this works, these strips are going to light up rainbow when we connect the power. We've got our strips connected. And now we have our connection to the power supply right here. And let's see what happens. Oh, there we go. All right. So we now have a Lighting Node Pro that is set up to run outside of the box from a standalone 5 volt power adapter. What I'm going to do now, though, is let's go ahead and put this back into its case, because the case does provide some protection. We don't want to have a naked PCB laying around. There we go. Just pops right back into place. probably easier if I don't have strips connected to it. Okay, all pop back into place. We now have this. Of course, I've super glued magnets to it so I can stick it onto anything that's magnetized. And I now have a Lighting Node Pro that I can run wherever I can connect it to power. That's really it. I mean, there's not much to it. You just hook it up to power and away you go. I will have a link to the power adapter that I use in the description below, but you don't have to use that one. Anything that supplies 5 volts power will be good. You'll want to have a minimum of 4.5 amps. That will duplicate the SATA power that's available. So the one that I used here is a 5 amp. It's not going to be very expensive. If you want to control this through iCUE, you can certainly connect it to your computer. All you will need is a standard micro USB cable connected to a USB port, and it will show up in iCUE just like any Lighting Node Pro, except it's not going to be inside the case. It's going to be wherever you happen to want it to be. All right, so with that, I'll catch you next time.